All right, welcome back everyone to Black Bull Podcast. Today we got Mundo.
What's up?
How you doing, Mundo?
I'm very good. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm doing fine myself. So for anyone who doesn't know Mundo, he's a painter, illustrator.
Yep.
You've been doing a lot of cool mural stuff lately.
Yep.
And you've been on a couple times on this podcast, actually.
Yeah.
So he's a returning podcast guest.
I like the return.
Also, a special shout out to Blick Art for hooking him up with quite the package up here.
Yep. Pretty dope.
Yeah.
A lot of paint, some markers, gouache. I'm going to get it in.
You are, man. Yeah. Leah over there really hooked it up. So thank you, Blick Art, for catering to the art community. We really do appreciate that. So last time I saw you, you really weren't doing murals at all.
Nope. Yeah.
You've always been doing art shows.
Yeah.
You've been active in the art world. So like, what was the first step going into like murals? What was that transition like?
The first thing was just like somebody hit me up. It was like word of mouth. And a guy hit me up and he was like, I need some artwork. And he was telling me about it like for a mural. And he basically just was like, I need it for a restaurant, and it was called a Mouthpiece. And then I talked to him and started talking about the theme and everything. And it was basically just through conversation. And then we just started moving forward from there. So it was just like somebody knew somebody that did art. I guess you could say I'm reliable because they told me I was reliable. And then they passed my name along.
Hey. So was that the Italian restaurant?
Yep. Yeah.
Fremont.
Yep, Fremont, 47th and Fremont.
And that was the
PDX Rosie.
PDX Rosie, yeah.
AKA the Rosie the Riveter with color.
Yeah. So one thing that I didn't know is you took a different approach on like medium choice.
Yep.
You did a mural that I've never seen anyone do in a way. So I want to hear more about that process and how you did it.
Yep.
I'm curious.
So normally most murals are done whether it's like wheat paste, spray paint, or it's just like painting, like outdoor paint or whatever. But this one, the strategy was to get it on quick and then to have like as much detail as possible. So it was like, we talked about vinyl, because vinyl, you can put as much detail in there basically because you're doing all digital work. So did that. So it was like, I was in Sketchbook on my iPad, and I did a lot of like revisions on it, and I drawn it and trying to find out like what's the right shapes and everything for the Rosie the Riveter one. But it was just like taking that, then mashing it into Illustrator and adding like all the little dots and graphics and stuff. Cause I don't know how good you are or who's very good or whatever, but you can't do like perfect circles every time or crispy lines on textured walls and everything all the time. So
yeah, so it was kind of like a massive vector piece.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because it was so detailed, and it was just vibrant. You know, like you can't not look at it when you drive by. It was super impressive, man.
Thank you.
So what kind of went into the planning process for that? Because obviously you had the concept, the PDX Rosie, and was there anything else that you tied into it?
No, it was more so like I did a image board, and it was basically like finding different Rosie the Riveter's interpretations and seeing what those look like. Looking at the previous Rosie the Riveter artwork, and then it's just like trying to see what the background could be, because it could be floral, or like different textures or abstract art and everything. Because like across the street from it, it was like floral all around it at the pizza shop up next door. So it was just like trying to find what's the right thing for it. And then I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I think I.
No,
like what else was I talking about?
The concept.
Oh
no,
yeah,
I think you did it perfect, man.
Okay, dope.
Do you think there's a lot of people who, because you kind of mentioned you were looking at the floral stuff across the street. Do you think a lot of people try to actually like incorporate similar styles or similar color schemes when it comes to murals? Is that should you even do that? Like really?
Like trying to match up with other things? I feel like it could be cool to do that just on like complimenting, like if you look here, that kind of goes together. But I looked at it for a second. I was like, it could be cool to do that, but I would probably have a different color scheme or whatever for it, compared to the other wall. But then it was just like they had a lot of neutrals, or no, it was like a green base and something else. But it was just like trying to have its own identity. So having it
Yeah.
where it like bounces off the wall and everything too.
Well, it's funny. I said that, and then the first thing as you're explaining it that I thought of was like that one building on right across on East Burnside, how
Yeah.
it's super colorful and swirly, and everyone kind of hates it.
Yeah.
So I mean, there is something to
Yo, it's crazy. So even that building, like I had mixed feelings about it, and then I started like looking at it. It's cool, but then it's so like I don't like the building more. So, like the artworks, the artist is dope. Um, I don't know. It's a weird building. Like the windows bother me more so than
the windows are weird. But
Yeah.
what I think would have helped it is if it was grayscale.
yeah. Oh, that would have been sick.
If it was grayscale, it would have looked way better.
That's true.
And
That's
then
fair.
that goes back to our point of
Yeah.
maybe follow some color schemes within the area,
Yeah.
and it'll just fit a little better.
There's some black buildings everywhere around that space. Then it's like white with a bunch of colors and everything.
Yeah. So which one was after the PDX Rosie?
The one on 67th and Foster at Foster the Phoenix.
Yes. All the fists, right?
Yep. All the fists, and then it was like a collective art piece where it was two other artists, Jamali Jam Arts, and then Firecat. So we all talked about it and tried to figure out like what we can do on the wall, and it was like honoring women. So like women that have done things with like movements, or activists, and just try to have a conversation about it. Like put their names, maybe a quote, and then so people can like learn about them. But thought it'd be cool.
It's whenever you think about art, like gallery work, there's always like an underlying meaning that you really have to stare at it for a while to like understand it. But with mural stuff, you almost want to hit them a little quicker.
Yeah.
You don't want them to be confused. You want to be like, this is the message, check it out.
Sure.
And then you keep going on with your day. But do you think that's because like when you go to a gallery, like those are gallery people.
Yeah.
Like they go in there knowing that they're gonna think deeply about the artwork, whereas in a mural you're kind of catering to anyone.
Yeah. It is like the gallery is like the romantic, hey, let's have some dinner, let's go to a movie, let's drink some wine or whatever, or in my case, ginger beer.
Yeah.
But then like street art or murals or and everything is like it is like get to the point. What are you trying to say? If you're just trying to like scribble stuff on the walls, or if you just actually got a message or like something that you're trying to share.
Yeah.
A lot more blunt.
But murals are almost a form, like a blend of gallery and billboard.
Yeah.
Because you need to get their attention, or you want to get their attention, and then you want to get the point across, and you want them to like feel aesthetically satisfied in looking at it every time they go by it.
Very true.
Murals, man.
They're dope. I mean, I was just looking at some with Shepard Fairey was doing some, and that's just crazy.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to do some of those.
Like wheat paste, like big wheat paste.
Yeah, he does some of the wheat paste, but it's one, I don't know where you get these things printed, but it looks like his process is kind of masking a bunch of it off. But how big the wall is or the building is, he has like giant mask, and then how big the wall is, he has giant masks of like the artwork, and then it's just like painted, so it's like more accurate. And then you wonder how you can get so much detail and everything.
Did that with spray adhesive.
That's pretty sick.
I watched his he had this video like introduction to street art or something. He would talk about he would just use spray adhesive and spray adhere his stencils on.
Yeah.
And then because spray adhesive isn't that good.
Yeah.
Like you could
True,
use it and
off.
then you can kind of rip it off, and that's how you get such detailed lines with it. I was looking into that stuff too.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, man.
Well, maybe I'll paint with them one day.
I mean, it's just a different style.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have something that can like cut out, or I mean, you'd probably cut it. I mean, I don't know. It depends on how big the wall is.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can get a big block printer or something and just print it out, then X-Acto it, do it on a good heavy stock. Then that'd be more approachable.
Yeah. Like the last one with the fists, I made a giant stencil. It was like a 6-foot stencil, but it's not a big building. But it was cool to
Oh
do.
yeah, buildings. Yeah,
Yeah,
buildings a whole different.
yeah. That's
animal.
like, oh man, how you do that? But no, it's cool to still do it. It's a quicker process, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
experimenting.
yeah. It's try shit.
Yeah, I guess
Stuff.
like you could still do that with vinyl too if you could get. Well, that might be more permanent though.
Yeah. Well, I know they have the static kind of vinyl, but I don't know how that goes on brick. But
Yeah,
always worth a try.
I feel like you got to stick with wheat paste.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
get that true glue onto it. So where do you start with your ideas nowadays?
Where do I
Yeah,
start?
yeah,
I would say sometimes I just like to scribble stuff, but normally it's just like, what am I trying to say, or like what message? Especially if it's like to more people or like exposed in the public. It's just like, what can I say that's like educational, potentially inspiring, or something slash pretty.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, it's mainly that, and then it's just like I talk about what's going on today in my own way. Like the last few paintings I've done at home have been just like talking about like the shields as a black person, just like
yeah,
so. It was basically I did a character, and it's like the face is in the center, and then you have like a protective bubble, and it's basically like a glob. Um, and it's just like a color. It's a colorful glob, and it's basically like you go out and you try to have yourself, like you present yourself differently, so it's accepted different. Like it's accepted like no harm. I come in peace kind of thing. But it's just like I try to figure out different ways to deliver my art so it's more accepting to people versus like just hitting you over the head with like crazy message, not crazy messages, but like messages that not everybody's gonna listen to. So you see a pretty picture and then you find out what it really means or whatever.
Oh
That's my
yeah,
strategy right now.
yeah. Are you seeing a lot of that around?
Uh like in art right now,
Yeah,
I see more like super obvious stuff like memorial art or just like the fists and everything. And then my thing is like I've done it, but then it's also it's like what else can we do? Because you see it so many times. It's like how do you interpret it or share it in a different way?
yeah. You almost need to like take it a step back
Yeah.
and address the issue
Yep.
before you address like the outcome.
Yeah.
Because
Very true.
because like without addressing the issue, it's like like you're just saying like this happened, but like we got to talk about the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yep.
problem is where people need to adjust
Yep.
and reroute.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. A lot. There's been a ton of memorial stuff, and I
Yeah.
mean, and it's deserved. Like
Yeah.
that should be
Yep.
happening.
Very true.
But yeah, I think artists should take it every now and then, take a different approach.
Yeah.
I think personally, like the racism shit's what's pissing me off.
Oh heck yeah, dude.
Like it's yeah. So
And I mean, and even just to like all of that, it's just like if you have it's the memorial art and then it's the fist or the like Black Lives Matter or just whatever statement that you're saying, it's polarizing, and then it like sometimes turn people off on like the conversation, where if you delivered it a different way or like had a different angle to where you like with your art, it might be accepted or easier to digest for more people than just like slap in the face or not slap, punch in the face.
no, that's
but then it's like I don't want to hear it. But then it's like package it differently.
that's totally. I feel like I've had this conversation before with some people about how there's a happy medium between like creative artists and marketing and advertising.
Yeah.
where like the messaging is super important, and if you can blend those two perfectly, that will travel so much further than both them solo on their own.
Yep. Very true.
But yeah, messaging, like hit them with one idea, one creative concept, or as they say in the ad world, the big idea.
Yeah.
And then just kind of keep pushing that campaign.
Yep.
And then that's how people buy your products.
Hey, it's the consistent part too. It's like, all right, I know what they're gonna give me. So,
Actually, the consistency is kind of the same thing,
Yeah.
but that also develops as they discover their style.
yep.
You know what I mean? So like the more recognizable it is, and the more consistent with the messages you are, then you're an artist.
Yeah.
That's it. You figured it out. Step 3, profit.
Hey, that's a good one.
Yeah. Easier said than done, right?
Hey, it is so easy, or so much easier said than done.
Oh yeah.
Not so easy.
Easy, yeah, definitely not easy.
Yeah.
You've done a pretty good job at finding your style, and you really put out artwork frequently. Like I think I saw the championship game one night. Then the next day you had a piece up on Instagram. I was like, holy shit, you did that really quick.
I was like, let me go ahead and do it. And the reason why I did it was like, it was cool because I went to school with JaVale in high school, and I was like, that's dope. Like, I don't really talk to him a lot or like in a long time, but it was like his mom used to coach us in basketball, and it's just cool to see somebody you know on that big of a stage, like celebrating or whatever. So I was like, might as well do some artwork.
Yeah.
Share it. But I try to get ideas out or create stuff. I'm always drawing, but I don't always share it. But it is fun to just create and then put it out.
Yeah.
See what people think of it.
I mean, Instagram game, man. You got to be consistent with that for
Dude,
sure.
Sometimes I fall off, and not like I'll go maybe a week or two consistent, and then it's like, yeah, I got other stuff I got to do. That's like taking up time, so I just don't post.
I think there is a little bit of a burnout at times with Instagram, but also the feeling of becoming attached to it.
Yeah.
I know that I have felt that too, and I see a lot of friends who just get so sucked into it and they can't stop.
Yeah.
Like posting, and they just it becomes their whole livelihood in a weird way, and I hate seeing that.
Yeah.
That's why whenever I'm posting on social media, at least for me, I'm not saying everyone should, but like I just do it like to express the creativity side of it, and not the hey, look at me and look what I'm doing side of it, because that's what's toxic.
Yeah, very true.
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like mine is more like it's sharing my art, sharing messages, and then it's just like knowing that since I'm on this side of the country and my family's on the other side of the country, it's just like a way for them to be like, oh, this is what he did over there. But that's my reason. Like, it's funny, my mom's on Instagram and my dad, but she started liking my stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And writing comments on it. So,
oh my God. Yeah, my mom does the same thing. She's like, love you, sweetie. I'm just like, Mama. Hey, you can text me that. You don't got to put it on.
Like, oh, that last picture you did. No, it's cool though. But
no, it's cute.
And then she's like, I put something on my story a couple days ago. And then she was like, I don't know where it is because I want to show some people at work. And I was like, oh, I didn't put it on my actual feed, but I'll do that just for you.
Oh my God. And then I think there was that issue a while back, like when on Facebook people would tag their grandma, but they would not check it before they post it, and it always like autocorrect to Grandmaster Flash.
Oh, snap.
So Grandmaster Flash was getting tagged in like all these old lady photos or something.
Like Grandmaster Flash.
So his notification bubbles were just out of control.
That's crazy. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Met a lot of grandmas, or it was supposed to be a lot of grandmas.
Yeah. I swear with social media though, it's like I think LinkedIn is the one that is the most BS.
Yeah.
Everyone's just putting on this like mask, and then Facebook is you're learning too much about them, and you wish you didn't.
Oh yeah, it gets real.
Like you just want to like not go on it.
And like even on that, like I used to use my Facebook, but now I just like I don't do anything on it unless it's like linked from my Instagram. So it's just like my artwork or whatever. I'll go on it every now and then, but
yeah, I mean, and then like the TikTok issue, because it doesn't seem like that's gonna last or something.
Yeah.
And then Instagram introducing the Reels.
Yeah.
Was kind of their jab at TikTok, but Twitch didn't last.
Twitch. Yeah, I don't even know what Twitch, and then it's something else.
Because everyone started doing live. It was live on Facebook, live, and then Twitch was just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, TikTok still has some
Yeah,
cool
people
features. I
still
feel
getting
like
it.
them and Snapchat have probably the best like weird filter
Yeah,
game,
true. Very true.
which is cool and interesting.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna beat Instagram. They're
Yeah.
not gonna beat Zuckerberg on
Yeah.
that
Hey,
race.
true. Do you ever do you ever mistakenly click on people's live feeds?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I feel so bad when I click off. I'm like, I didn't mean to do that. My bad.
But like your name shows up,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, I'm ready now."
like whoops, I'm off of that. Yeah.
There's like 3 people in it.
Yeah, I'm like,
You feel kind of
I
bad.
shouldn't have did that. I feel bad when I do it, but
I don't know.
I ain't got time sometimes. So
Who does have the time
Yeah.
to sit there and watch someone like cook brownies?
yeah, I've only sat there and watched like 1 or 2, and it was like artists.
I've clicked on a couple artists actually, and for a while like it was the hand and a pen,
Oh,
but they weren't doing anything.
what?
I was like, hey man, I was sitting there for like a minute, and the hand kind of like moved for a second. Like, okay,
What are you doing?
he's alive. Like,
I'm drinking my coffee.
But then it's such tiny pen work,
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
like, okay. I mean,
Yeah,
I could have just looked at your end product and see where you
Sure.
did the strokes, but maybe it's like with expressive artwork that's
Yeah.
more interesting. But yeah,
that's true.
I mean, as an artist, it's such a long, drawn out process
Yeah,
that I don't know if live is the best place to do
yeah.
it.
Because sometimes I just like, I should document my stuff. So I just put my phone up and then start recording it. But I was like, that took a long time to do this one little piece. And it was like, that's probably boring for most people. I dance every now and then, but it's
Yeah.
like, other than that, it's like, I don't know how entertaining it is unless it is like the performance kind of art.
Yeah, well, I know McMonster behind you with the sea monster thing.
Okay.
He went viral for doing those time lapses with those ink washes.
That's sweet.
Yeah, but he would put the ink down and then use a hairdryer and it would blow up, and that's how he would
Ooh.
do like the mountains and stuff. So it was,
pretty dope.
but yeah, it was all time lapse. So I think
Yeah.
that's the key. And
Yep.
I don't think you can really live a time lapse, but
Nah.
you could throw that on reels.
Sure.
Yeah, all these artists out there listening, take this advice.
Yeah.
This is it.
Do that.
Yeah, do that shit.
Do what I'm not doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think time lapses. Yeah, I don't know if the real life speed is the way to do
Yes.
social media with your art.
So I'm making this stroke and I'm refining this stroke and
Yeah.
blending the color. It's like,
I didn't like that. Let me
Get to the
erase that
point.
one. Let me get rid of that.
because if you're watching it, sometimes you just skip through. It's like, all right, that's not the part that I'm looking for. I know how to do that. Let's see
Yeah.
the stuff that I don't know how to do.
Yeah.
But if it's
But okay. But Bob Ross did it.
yeah,
But that's because he was so endearing and would just like talk you through it. And he had that like voice and that
Like-
reassurance. It's like, you're not good, but it'll be okay.
and I'm gonna grab you in here.
And it worked.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Bob Ross, the only dude that could do real life speed artwork and have people be captivated
Could
for
he
hours.
Could he do it? Like, could that happen again? Could another person be Bob Ross and do that? Too?
I don't know if people have the attention span for
Yeah, sure.
because we all look back and we admire like him, the idea of him.
Yeah,
I don't know if people are gonna get back into it like
Yeah.
that. So maybe not.
yeah. I feel like it's the sweet spot on like the short YouTube videos or whatever. It's
Yes.
like, and it is the time lapse. So it's like talk through it, speed it up, and then maybe if it's like little points or whatever, slow it down and then go back to it or whatever.
Well,
But,
yeah, that. But also like look at cooking now.
yeah,
When you get on TikTok, half of them are like how to cook a brownie in 5 steps. It's like
Yeah.
step 1, step 2, and it's like, oh my god, you cooked a brownie in 10 seconds.
yeah,
But I mean, that just goes to show like the Food Network isn't what it used to be.
yeah. True.
It's all TikTok now.
That's true. That is crazy. I'm like, oh, they can do it in 10 seconds. I can do it in 10 seconds.
But you know
Like,
what?
You can't.
You the issue with that is like I've seen some recipes on there and I'm like, oh damn, that looks really cool. But like you're not gonna remember any of that, and also
Yeah.
they're not really. You can't write down the shit
Sure.
that quick. So it's all just a waste. It's just
Yeah.
like them flexing on like their quick cuts
Yeah.
and their quick recipe and the final product. It's always a dude like flexing his abs in the beginning.
Yeah.
He's like, these are healthy. Check it out. And then he's like, you know what I mean? Like it's
Why are you
complete,
trying to show off?
it's complete bullshit. Yeah.
And it's it's like creating like a false or like a bad habit or whatever. Like you think you can do it that fast and you can't.
Yeah.
It takes a lot longer to bake stuff. Or
Yeah,
prep it.
getting people's hopes up for
Yeah,
sure,
it's like,
man.
it didn't take me 10 seconds.
Yeah, then they're looking in the mirror
2
like,
hours.
oh, I don't have abs. What the hell?
What? I've been eating these brownies all day. Where's my abs? I like brownies.
Yeah, yeah. I swear in the quarantine, everyone was like cooking bread crazily
yeah,
for a while. Everyone was trying to make bread and stuff.
No yeast in the stores.
I think I was guilty of that, man.
Bruh.
I kind of fell into it. I was making a lot of soups, a lot of different kind of like taco blends and marinades and.
Stop talking about food.
I know, man. Yeah.
Oh.
But you were dabbling around with some new crafts during that time with the shutdown and everything, right? Am I remembering
was I
this right? I swear you were like trying some different mediums and like.
Yeah.
God, if I'm wrong, I'm gonna feel really.
What mediums? I might have been. I try a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
Yeah. I actually picked up an airbrush for the first time recently. My buddy, he paints shoes.
That's dope.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that like you could just airbrush, like actually do solid colors, because you always see the shirts that people airbrush, and it always looks like that an airbrush style shirt. But you can like really finely mask a shoe, spray it, and it looks like you bought it that color.
Yeah, that's true.
So he'll do like these different color combinations, like Italian flags and some like Dragon Ball Z stuff. But it kind of opened my eyes to that whole world.
Yeah, airbrushing is dope. I always debate every time I go to the art store. I was like, I should get me an airbrush and a compressor, because I had one back home, but I didn't want to bring the compressor. I think I brought a air gun here, but then I just got to get the whole setup. But I mean, I feel like it's a convenience part on like certain things too. Like you can miss stuff or like shade in different ways and stuff too, which would be pretty dope.
Yeah, I didn't know that like the controls are the way they are.
Yeah,
it's like the push and then you push down and then you push forward and that like, yeah, I didn't know any of that.
Game changer.
So it is cool, but I mean it's like its own instrument, you know.
Yeah,
it's like the violin.
Yeah, true. You gotta learn, like it's literally techniques on like learning how to stroke, fade it out, and everything to textures.
Definitely a skill, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not that good at it.
Hey, all you gotta do is practice. You know how they say practice makes perfect, but I don't know if that's true.
How much airbrushing can you take though?
Yeah.
I just kind of liked it with the shoes.
You just start making some t-shirts.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Got a new business.
I have like a Mac Dre airbrush shirt where it says like Merry Christmas on it.
Yeah.
And I love that shirt.
That's what's up. I like that.
Yeah,
that sounds cool.
Oh. So yeah, what do you got coming up next? What
do I have coming next? Right now, well, today I just sent I'm finishing up, but I just got the approval. I'm doing some artwork for the Portland streetcar. So the one that runs through the Pearl.
Yeah.
So
wait, so like is it gonna be on the side or is it gonna wow.
So if I'm not mistaken, it should be at least like the majority of one cart on one side without the door, and then on the opposite side of it, it'll have another art piece that I did.
Dude.
But it's basically like those little the concepts that I was doing, like the Black Shield. I did one. It was like the same, different figures, like faces and everything, but it was like the figure is holding a heart, and then a sad face that's like, or a hatred face. So I was calling it like love over hate. And then there was another one that has two hands like this, and then it's like the same thing in each hand, but it's a whole equality thing that I was talking about.
Yeah.
So
that's
cool, what I did.
Man.
Yeah.
God, Portland streetcar. That's a cool thing to put out there.
Yeah. I was like, oh snap! It's crazy because it's literally like random emails. It's like, would you be interested in doing this? And then a lady that hit me up, she said she saw my artwork at the Blazers game or something.
Really?
It was like I did it for Black History Month in 2018 or something.
What?
And
wow.
it was cool. And then I was like, that's what's up. Thank you for hitting me up. I would like to do that.
Dude,
Yes, please.
it's crazy how those random people
Yeah.
will come back into your life,
Yep.
but it's always really cool.
Yeah. I was like, I like that.
Yeah. It is always kind of, it throws you off though when it's actually like a completely random person.
Yeah.
Because every now and then, like here at the studio, like we'll actually get someone who like finds us on Google, and I'm
Yeah.
always like, what were you searching?
Yeah. Artist or photographer.
because we're an agency, but we're not like a big agency. Like, when you
Yeah.
search like creative agencies in Portland, we're not the top 5.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, how'd you land on us?
For
You
real.
know, and what was it about us? And
Yeah.
and it's gotta be the same, with you. You know,
Yeah. It's like,
yeah, you're like,
or it's the knowing people, like people that sent like saying your name or sharing or whatever.
yeah. But I mean, they just at the end of the day, people just like your work.
Yeah.
They like your work.
Thank you.
They like photography. You know,
Yeah.
they just gravitate towards it. But it always is such a good feeling.
Yeah.
When that's the reason.
Yep.
You know, it's
Very
not
true.
just because they knew you and you do art. You
Yeah.
know, like that's always kind of a shitty feeling.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I was the default.
Yeah. It was like, oh, can you do something for me? Because
you use paints, right?
I used to know you, right?
You still draw? You still draw?
I
things?
do. I mean, no shade, but I just got an email from a dude I went to high school with last night. And he was like, I don't know art, but he did say that he was interested. He likes my stuff, so I was like, he would like to commission me to do some artwork.
Dude, cool,
So
man.
I was like, that's pretty dope. And it was like, I think about some of the people I think about from high school all the time. I was like, him and one of his friends got me an Outkast CD when I was in high school, and I always remember that.
Which one?
What was it? The Love Below?
Yeah, the speaker
Yeah,
box one,
yeah.
the double disc.
Yep.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I appreciated that.
I actually think I know we're like all over the place in the conversations. Their very first album, in my opinion, was the best.
Yeah. Was it?
Super Cadillac, Funky, or some shit. Oh my god, I'm blanking.
Yeah.
on it. It's the really long word,
Freshie. Oh, funky.
dude. It
I
was the
can't
one
say
like
all of
Players Balls on it and shit.
Yeah.
I just think like they had so much to prove, and they just put so much into it because they
Yeah.
were like a rap group from the South, and
Yeah.
everything was East and West. And oh yeah, didn't they
Ooh.
get booed at the Source Award?
they got booed.
booed.
Synthesizer was a dope song, if that's the right album.
Oh man,
Conceived under the influence of toxic, wasted darkness.
yeah. Man. I think Andre 3000 was so dynamic.
Yeah.
He just had such a unique flow.
Yep. I've been watching stuff on him recently.
Well, I listened to that one, the podcast with, oh my God, Rick Rubin. Yeah, Rick Rubin.
Yeah. Yep.
And that was actually like kind of depressing.
Yeah.
Because he just like was like, I'm not connected to my fans anymore. It's like, I
Yeah.
can't even see them off the stage.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't like performing like that. And
Yep.
he just is done.
Anxiety and everything he was talking about. And
Yeah.
another one.
But
it's crazy though, because even just like thinking that you're not the same person or don't have those skills, but it was like, you know what you did long time ago, 10, 15, 20 years ago?
yeah.
You had people rocking. It's like, you still got that juice. And people always want to hear it or hear from him. But then it's just like, it's cool to hear him on features, but I want to hear like your art, which is cool, which would be cool.
I want to hear Call the Wild again.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, and he's playing like clarinet and shit.
Yeah. That,
it's so random.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
I just play.
I just play some clarinet.
Yeah.
I just like clarinet. It's like, what? You like clarinet? Like, what?
See what I do with it next.
It's like, okay.
Yeah. I feel like at
Could be
some
dope.
point he's gonna play with enough stuff and then figure out like, all right, I should just make something, like just start experimenting and just record it and just, I guess I should just release something, so I'm gonna release it.
Well, let's also take a step back
Yeah.
and look at why they were so good
Yeah.
in the beginning was because they had the dungeon
Yep.
and they were rapping with like CeeLo and shit, and they were
Yep.
just like in this this creative environment
Yep.
that just yielded so much talent.
Yeah.
So I could see why he would grow out of that and feel like there's a big disconnect between him and his craft.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I mean, everything kind of probably did become about the money because they probably signed a check. They saw a big dollar amount. And then once they went on the shows, they got hella burnt out and they
Yep.
couldn't go back to the dungeon because the dungeon was sold off. And now they
Yep.
had their own homes. So, I mean, that happened.
Yeah. True. And now you're living in a different location than what you grew up in with all of your inspiration.
Yeah, inspirations changed,
Yeah.
and then your values and your overall flow changes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that happens with artists too.
Yeah. True.
I'm trying to circle back here.
Oh no, no.
But I think it's legit.
Yeah, I think it's true. And it's probably just like it's the whole trying to find yourself again, especially if you don't do it for so long or you have stage fright.
Mhm.
It's like you don't know how to deliver to people or create the way that you think people used to hear you. But I feel like it's just like people just want to hear from you or something or see your artwork or something.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Like-
you are kind of as creative as your space is.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Yeah. I mean, I would hate to be making art in just a suburban home,
Yes.
you know, right?
You might be right about that.
Just like a brand new, like,
Yeah.
modern.
Pristine walls.
Yeah, yeah, they're too
Look at this
perfect.
Beautiful couch that I have. Nice wood floor.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then it's like I can't drop any paint on any of this stuff.
Oh yeah, you got to be able to kind of like destroy the place a little bit.
Yeah.
Like even
I'm a pretty clean painter overall. Like I don't drop a lot of paint, but I still think about like the one drop that I do. It's like, yeah, I might mess up the carpet.
But I mean, if you commit to that, then that's well, okay. Carpet's one thing.
Carpet or the floor, like the wood floor.
Yeah,
I don't really want wood's nice.
wood's cool, but I mean, you could go into studios and when you just see all those splatters,
It's pretty dope.
you're like, yeah, I'm in the right.
Yeah, that's true. It does. It's fun when you can get messy too, though. I mess with that.
Yeah, and well, you gotta let every idea come to fruition in
Yeah.
some way. And if you're like, screw it, I want to get crazy,
Yeah,
you need to let yourself do that.
yeah, true.
A lot of people hold back so much. I mean, let's just talk about holding back with ideas. People hold back with ideas more than anything.
Yo,
And that's what causes an anti-echo chamber.
Yeah.
It's like when everyone's talking about one thing and then you got all these people around who are kind of like, I don't know about that.
yeah.
But no one's saying anything.
Oh, you see what
Then
he did?
then that's the problem.
Yeah, true.
It's like even with the movement, the
Yeah.
white silence was the problem.
Yeah.
People
Yup.
need to get out and say some shit.
Yo, true. Yo, I've even just that the coolest part I seen was like seeing older people that are the most vulnerable during this pandemic
Yeah.
actually outside like protesting in their neighborhoods wherever you driving around. I was like, that's cool and that feels good
Mhm.
versus like other shit.
Yeah. No, I think it was really the older generation's time to shine.
Yeah.
Because a lot of older people are old school because they
Yeah.
are older.
Yeah.
And I think it was most important for them to show that they are progressive
Yep.
and even at their age.
Yep.
So that's, I mean, it might have been disappointing to not see them
Yeah.
like come out and
Yeah.
say things that they should be saying.
Yep.
But the ones that did, you really applaud them.
Yeah. I was like, that's cool. I appreciate it. And it's like, it's probably not easy to even just like to go out there because it's like, oh, what are my friends going to think? What is my family going to think? But it's like, you got to do it for yourself and like for the people that you're actually trying to help. So
There is a right and wrong answer.
yeah.
And you got to do the right thing.
Yeah. Especially now,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a right,
look at camera one. Tell him, yeah.
there's a right and a wrong. Don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, Facebook, man. Again, to Facebook. Where you see all the opinions you didn't want to see.
Yeah. What did I feel like? Oh, opinions that you don't want to see. That just reminded me of I was doing a mural on Foster, and a guy was taking pictures of my stuff, and he came the day before, and then he told me he was like, I'm creative, and then he was like,
Wait, that's what he started with?
Yeah, he was. I think he was telling me he was creative, and then he was like, I really like what you had the day before, because it was like all black and white before, and then I was adding like little hits of color and everything. He was like, you really nailed it right when you had the black and white, but when you added the color, I don't really like.
Wait, he was trying to direct your piece?
He was basically telling me he didn't like it with color more so than he liked it with the black and white image. I was like, that's cool. Still gonna add the shit that I'm gonna add, keep it moving.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was funny. I wasn't mad. I just appreciated it because it was funny.
I mean, as a creative, I know that almost all creatives relate to this, but when people give their comments on something when it's not done,
Oh yeah.
it's like, dude, give it time.
Let me do this.
It's not done yet.
It's ugly right now.
It's not. It doesn't look right because it's not supposed to look right.
True.
It'll look right. Give me a day or two.
Yep.
You know,
there's a process.
and when it's such a mental risk to show someone a half-baked idea.
Oh yeah.
Like when you haven't quite figured out how to like pitch it
Yep.
or how to explain it, but like there's a nugget of truth in there that like you want to keep expanding on, and if you show that to the wrong person, it could completely kill your idea.
Yeah, true. Very true. I try. I don't know how many. I don't show a lot of people my stuff. I only show a select few, and it's mainly the people that I do shows with. And I try to get it from two different perspectives or a few, just to see what people think. Sometimes I explain it, sometimes I don't. I'm just curious on like, what do you see? And then sometimes you hear people like talk about like they say something, it's like, oh, that's not what it is. Maybe I didn't make it clear, or just try to like refine things too on the art. But
I feel like with that, there is truth to like having trusted creatives.
Yeah.
But you have to have someone who also, God, sorry if you hear that like drill. I don't know, it's doing next door.
They're making beautiful somethings.
Yeah, but they're okay. The trusted creative, but also like the trusted idea, I think is more important.
Yeah,
you need to like see eye to eye with someone on like this idea.
Yeah.
And they almost need to know it before you show them the concept.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, I know what you're getting at.
Yeah, true.
And I think that's where you can expand in a safer way.
Yeah. But then it's also with the people that you do have, making sure that they can give you good feedback too.
Yeah.
Because I don't really care for like, oh yeah, it's cool, I like it, or it's crazy or whatever. I was like, it hurts sometimes. I cry myself to sleep. But I was like, no, I'd rather get like shot straight and tell me like what it is that's not working or whatever.
Yeah.
If the color is not working or like this whole vibe doesn't make sense, tell me straight up versus like, it's cool.
I'd rather have one person tell me in the early process than like 100 people when it's done. Be like, yo, then what the hell is that?
Oh, you were so much better a year ago, or the other painting that you did.
I missed the old Mundo.
Yeah.
It's like, what? I'm still
bring the old Mundo back.
What has quarantine done to him? He experimented too much.
Terrible.
Is that airbrush I see? What's going on there?
Yeah, Alex taught me into doing airbrush. That guy, I should never talk to him again.
Oh man, yeah. It's and then the other controversial mental battle is like when it's done. Like, how do you know when it's done?
Yep.
I fall victim of like going too far.
Bruh.
Like keep trying to paint, keep trying to revise, and then you just have to. I think I might get like burnt out of it, and that's when it's done. But then I look back and I'm like, I could have been done with that a while ago.
Yeah. So it's some that I like. I do, and then I feel like sometimes I go too fast, and then some I like I should have spent a little bit more time doing this or whatever. And I was like, it's the idea. I got the idea out, and next time I'll refine it. Like I just try to keep it moving, but yeah, I used to like. It depends on the medium that I'm using too. Sometimes, like if I'm doing pen drawings or whatever, it's gonna take me a lot longer. So I'm probably like thinking through processing like what I'm gonna do next. Sometimes painting goes a little bit faster, but I feel like I can take my time on it. I should take my time on it. Some of it a little bit longer. But
the more I experiment, well, actually, I shouldn't say. I feel like pen. I mean, you talk about
yeah.
pen. The more I play with pens, the more I realize like how difficult pens are.
Oh yeah.
And when I see good penmanship, I'm always like, man,
dude,
how do they get every line so perfect?
It's like I don't even know. I'm not gonna say you talking about me because I can't say my lines are perfect. But it is it's crazy. Like at some point it was like I used to draw with pencil a lot, and then eventually I was like, try this pen. It's gonna teach me how to commit and not not like question myself. So I was like, I'm gonna just do this, and then a strategy like start doing it a little bit lighter, go over it, figure out where you're going, and then start committing a little bit. It's like layering stuff, but
there's that like extremely calculated approach, or you do the like the vicious,
yeah, oh
like
yeah,
where it's aggressive, but you
yeah,
just, even though it's like a ballpoint pen or
yeah,
something similar, you just go over it so many times aggressively until it almost becomes black
yeah,
in those shadow areas.
sure,
And but that still looks really cool when it's
yeah.
done right.
It's
Yeah.
some people. Have you seen the ones that's like the portraits of like blue ballpoint or black
Yeah.
ballpoint?
That's what I'm talking about,
Man, I
man.
can't even mess. Like I can't. No, I'm not gonna say I can't. I haven't even tried to do that, and I don't know if I'm interested in like going there. But it's pretty dope.
Yeah, I went to Jesse Hazelip was on this show one time, and he had a show at Gage's place that
Oh yeah. Oh, his space is
on
dope.
Mississippi.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
right
very
off.
close. I
Yeah,
like this.
it's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
he had a show over there, and I was just like blown away. I didn't know it was like pen, like
Oh,
ballpoint
for
pen.
real.
And then I was talking to him, and I was like, "Wait, that's just ballpoint pen?" Like,
Yeah.
and it was just like these animals, and like, I was like,
Ooh.
"Whoa."
That's been one thing I've been thinking about doing more. Like I was just talking about painting my dog, but
Yeah,
then it'd be dope to just like do more animal or like plants. I don't draw plants a lot,
plants,
plants or
really?
flowers. But I was like, I just started a painting, and I was just kind of incorporating some flowers in there. So I just like it's the experiment, and then like it could be kind of dope adding it to
If you're
my
good at
style,
it,
whatever.
yeah, like being good at those textures. I think that's it. I used to like really rag on people that would only paint still lifes,
Yeah,
just
they're
because like,
pretty.
well, they're pretty, but they're meaningless. Like they're, it's
You
just
don't
like,
tell me.
a fruit bowl. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, but I think what it really is it's just exercising your craft, though.
That apple.
The apple is it's a waste of talent.
But I can eat the apple. Look at the apple.
Yeah. It looks pretty.
What they're saying is it tastes so good. Just wait for it.
Yeah. Great apple. Love that
Ooh.
photo. Let me frame that apple, man.
That is. I mean, you're not wrong.
But maybe those are just artists that really lacked being able to put a message into their pieces. That was what
Yeah.
that's how I reasoned it in my head. And
Yeah.
that's why I was like, still life. So when you said you were thinking about painting plants, I was like, plants? Mundo, get away. Don't do it.
Step away. Step away from the plant and the brush.
Abort. Yeah. Oh, but I mean, I see why you want to, though.
Yeah. I feel like because it's cool only because it can add a different depth to the artwork, and it'll like right now I'll do backgrounds, but I don't really like do anything crazy, and it could just add like a little bit of extra layering on my stuff, which could be cool. And then it's just like it'd be sweet to just know how to like. I don't really draw plants, but it'd be sweet to just like, I know that name because I studied that one or painted that one. Because I have plants at home, they look sweet, but it's like I never painted them. But it'd be cool to just like plants and flowers, just adding it to the art because it has a different life in the artwork, or even just like the colors that it could bring to it, which is cool.
I feel like plants are a skill. Doing leaves, hair is another one.
Oh yeah.
If you could do a hair real well, it's like, ooh, that looks.
Like, do you see that? And them curls.
Them curls, yeah.
Got a little sheen on it too.
Yeah, I've never been good at the hair. Sad.
Hey, there is always time.
That'll be my next exploration.
Yeah.
Talent. I gotta go back to the hair.
But you'll do like one big painting of a strand of hair.
Just one long string. I already did it. That's hair.
So, one of the coolest paintings I saw was in Korea. It was at a hotel, and they have it's a is it a Japanese brush? It might be a Korean brush. I don't know what type of brush it is. It's the
The ink one, like
the ink ones.
India ink one, or well, I know you're talking like the bamboo
Yeah.
stick, and
So-
it looks like a little mop.
So it's like they did a large scale painting of it, and they had like the strength. It had so like a lot of energy to it, but then they did like the wood grain in the brush. I mean, in the handle, but then even just like every strand, and it was so sick. I never thought about painting the brush until then, but I don't want to paint that one because it already's been done and it looks sweet. But no, I just like it's like the hair brushing.
Someday.
I'm gonna check on you to see if you painted that.
Yeah, man. Just show them my place. Hey,
Let
man,
me
how's
see that hair painted.
So anyways, yeah, we've been talking for a while, but I mean, is there anything you're trying to get off your chest? Any message you want to say to people?
What am I trying to say to people? Hello and Happy New Year.
Yeah. What do you got? Where can people check out your stuff?
So you can check out my stuff on my website. I have to update it tonight. It's at theartofmundo.com. You can see my artwork on Mundo at MUNDOOO. And then you can see it around Portland. I have one at the Powell's corporate building on Burnside, next to the Powell's building, kind of next to Doc Martens. And that's the Invent the Future artwork or art piece. And that was basically Black inventors that invented things that we use today. The mural's on 47th and Fremont at Amalfi's. A place in Beaverton at, I think it's Tualatin Park. It's a baseball field. I did some artwork there. And then the one on 67th and Foster.
Yeah.
Maybe the street carts pretty soon. But yeah, I don't know what I want you guys to know. Let's see. Vote.
Oh,
yeah.
Definitely vote.
Vote.
People. Yeah, it's probably the most important year to vote, and even I'll endorse that. You guys should definitely make sure. And by the way, there's like those fake ballot boxes, right?
They got fake ones?
There's like fake ones popping up, so make sure that like if you do just go to the post office.
Yeah.
Don't be lazy.
Dang.
Go to the actual post office, or I mean, I guess you can mail it.
Oh.
I don't know, man. If you just see a random box on the curb, don't put it in that.
Yeah.
Even if it says official ballot box, that's
wild.
bad marketing.
Yeah.
That's
like it's even bananas that's
dude, it's fucked up. Yeah.
Not side note, but kind of like connecting that piece in the mural on Burnside. There's a piece of the guy that created the Philip B. Downing created the mailbox.
Oh,
Black inventor.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, and I put it in there just because it was like current conversation right now.
That's
I was
cool.
like, it'd be dope to share that information.
Dude, that's actually a really cool piece. Little nugget of information. I like that.
Yeah, it's like, it's the whole thing on like doing artwork that can educate people, and be cool and inspiring and stuff at the same time.
That's how it should be, man.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on. I want to thank Blick, Pearl, and Leah for helping put this together. It's super cool. I love seeing support in the art community, so I want to thank you for that. And check out Mundo's murals. He's got some cool stuff out there.
Yeah.
And if you are still, if you're listening still, next week we got something new coming on. We're gonna be doing live music sessions. So we actually already recorded it. We have Fountain who came on, and he's a hip hop artist, and it was super dope. I cannot wait to show you guys. We're just waiting for his album to be released because it was all unreleased music. So stay tuned for that one, people. All right, with that being said, thanks everyone for listening. Thank you, Mundo. Thank you, Blick.
Thank you, Blick.
Yeah.
That's dope.
See you guys on the next one. Bye.
Appreciate it. Happy New Year.